Your career is how you'll make most of your money.
Really?
Yes, really. But what about investing? What about it? I've heard people make a lot of money doing that. They do.
Nice.
But in order to invest, you need money to begin with. Of course. How did I forget about that? And where do you think you'll get that money from? From my career? Exactly. So what should I do for my career? You'll work a job. But I doubt anyone would hire me. You'd be surprised. I'm full of surprises. Or maybe you could start a business. Maybe I could. Throughout your career, whether you work a job or start a business, you'll bring in some money. Cha-ching! You'll spend most of it, save some, and invest the rest. Nice rhyme, Mr. Leonard. Thanks, Tim. Spend, save, and invest. That sounds like a plan to me. So when is my career supposed to start? What do you mean? Like, does it start once I reach a certain age? Or once I start making a certain amount of money? Your career starts whenever you want it to start. So could it start now? If that's what you want. But I have no idea what I want. Your career starts whenever you get your first job or start your first business. I guess it started when I was 14. It could start when you're in high school, college, or after you graduate. If you choose to do the whole formal education thing. Not everyone chooses to do that, and it's completely fine. As long as you have a better alternative. Of course. So my career starts whenever I get my first job or start my first business? Exactly. That's so exciting. I'm glad you're excited. I'm glad you're glad I'm excited. I hope that doesn't wear off soon. Knowing me, it probably will. What if I start my career and I don't like what I'm doing? That's very likely to happen. So is it possible for me to change careers? Absolutely. I'm sure I'll like my career though. You could change careers, but it might not be easy. Why not? You might have to go back to school and get a new degree. More school? Ew. Gross. Or you might have to get a certification. Can you give an example? Maybe you're an accountant right now. I'm not. But you'd like to be a teacher instead. Just like you, Mr. Leonard. You'll have to get certified as a teacher, and you might also need to pursue a master's degree depending on what state you're in. State of consciousness? No. State in the country. Of course. Some careers might not require certifications, like being a salesperson. Who would buy something from me? Although you won't need any formal education, you'll still need the skills to be able to perform the job. I guess I've got to start building some skills then. So what exactly is a job? A job is a type of work that you get paid to do. I like that part about getting paid. Of course you do. But I'm not so sure about that whole work part. If you want to get paid, you'll probably have to work. Of course. How did I forget about that? Is that a problem? I'll be fine as long as I get paid a lot. Of course. So how do I ensure that happens? Well, your pay will depend on how much value you provide to your company through your work. What value do I provide? As well as how in demand you are in the marketplace. I'm definitely not in demand at the moment. And that's fine. It is? I'm sure you'll get there at some point as you continue to train and get better at your job. But what if I don't want to work? Then you won't make any money and you'll be poor. Oh, that's not funny. Do I need to work a job in order to make money? Do you have rich parents who will pay for your lifestyle? No, my parents don't even talk to me anymore. I wonder why that may be. Ouch! That's mean, but so true. So do you plan on starting a business in order to make money? No, that sounds like a lot of work. Then how do you plan on making money in order to pay your bills and survive? Why would I want to pay my bills and survive? Because you enjoy living? Okay, you're right. Of course I am. I guess I've got to get a job. Hey, it might not be such a bad thing. Are you sure about that? You'll at least be making money. Cha-ching! Yes, cha-ching! But now I've got to be a responsible adult. Yes, you do. We'll see how that works out. But what if I'm not passionate about my job? You don't need to be passionate about your job in order to make money. That's a good point. Cha-ching! But I'm the one who does that. While you don't need to be passionate about your job, it might help you to perform better and eventually make more money. I guess that makes sense. But I think you can become passionate about anything. Anything? Yes, anything. Even accounting? Yes, even accounting. I don't know about that. You can develop a passion in whatever you want. Maybe you can, Mr. Leonard, but I don't know about me. The marketplace might not pay you for something just because you're passionate about it. I'd be lucky if it pays me for anything. Also, the better you become at something, the more skilled you are at it, the more you'll probably enjoy it and become passionate about it. I've got to become better at life. So what is a profession? A profession is a type of work that requires some special training or special type of education. Wow. So it's special? Yes, very special. My parents tell me I'm special all the time. But you don't necessarily need a formal education or college degree for certain professions. Like what? An athlete is a profession. Like an NBA or NFL player? Exactly. I'll never be one of those. It's a profession because it requires a special type of training. Training! A special type of skill set that not many people have. So are there professions that do require formal education and a certification? There are many of those. Can you share some examples? There are accountants, dentists, doctors, nurses, and lawyers. So many professions. So what's the difference between a job and a profession? Well, a job is a type of work that you get paid to do. Yeah? While a profession is a specific type of work that requires some special training or a special type of education. So all professions are jobs, but not all jobs are professions? Exactly. Just like all squares are rectangles, but not all rectangles are squares. I'm glad you paid attention in geometry class. I've been called a square many times before. Professions are usually considered more prestigious than jobs, as they have a higher status in society. Status? Who cares about status? A lot of people do. Of course. Professions usually make more money as well. Cha-ching! As they're specialized and require a higher level of skill and education. Maybe even a certification. I'm glad you're so excited about this topic, Tim. I'm so excited, Mr. Leonard. I just love Conscious Money School. So what is a career? A career is your profession or chosen area of work. Yeah? And it's generally something that you do for a long period of time. How long? Well, it depends on the specific profession. Why? Some professions have shorter or longer lifespans. Can you share an example? Professional athletes generally have very short careers. Really? The average length of an NFL player's career is between 3 and 4 years. I'd be lucky to even last a day. You'd end up in the hospital. Of course I would. Ouch. But at least they make a lot of money. Hopefully they save and invest some of it also. But it's more fun to blow it all on sports cars and jewelry. Doctors generally have longer careers, as the average one is 30 years. And it's something you can continue to do as you get older. Exactly. I can't imagine a 60-year-old NFL player. Neither can I. Can I have more than one career? Yeah. Really? You could have one career, but then retire from that and start a new career. Can you share an example? Well, you could be an accountant for 15 years, but then decide that you want to switch careers and become a teacher. So your first career would be in accounting, and your second career would be in teaching? Exactly. The problem is, you'd have to be an accountant first. That's the more common way to have more than one career. What's the other way? You could also have multiple careers at the same time. That sounds like a lot of work. It is. Of course. But if you really enjoy it and you have the time and resources to be able to pull it off and do a good job at both, then go for it. I'm a little too lazy for that. I'll just focus on doing one career right now.